2 years ago, I needed funding for my real estate investing business. I had built 2 seven-figure companies. I was a decorated Air Force officer, a top-rated professor. I had done everything right, and every single bank said no. Bank of America? No. Wells Fargo? No. Chase? No. My debt-to-income ratio was too high. Didn't matter that I had the income to support it. Didn't matter that I had a proven track record. The algorithm said no. So I was stuck. Until my business partner, who spent 15 years inside the banking and financial industry, showed me a completely different method. A method that got me $45,000 in 4 business days. It took 7 minutes of my time. And it's worked for over 5,000 business owners since then. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. But before I do, I need to tell you something important. This is not for everyone. If you're looking for an SBA loan, this isn't it. If you want to spend 30 to 90 days filling out paperwork, this isn't for you. If you need a traditional bank to validate your business, you're in the wrong place. But if you've been denied by banks, if you need funding fast, if you have a brand new LLC, even 1 day old, if you're tired of the bureaucracy and the BS, then keep watching. Because what I'm about to show you is going to change everything. Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Chris with Funding Insiders. I'm a decorated United States Air Force officer, a top-rated professor from the University of Colorado, and I've built 2 seven-figure businesses over the past 15 years. My business partner has spent over 15 years inside the banking and financial industry. The exact methods we use have helped over 5,000 business owners access more than $250 million in funding. These are methods that most people have never heard of. Today, I'm pulling the curtain back and showing you exactly how it works. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact 2-phase method we use to get clients funded in 9 days. Why this works when banks say no. How to get $50,000 to $250,000 even with a brand new LLC. The step-by-step process to apply. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you how to get your free max funding analysis, plus $897 in bonuses just for submitting a no obligation application. Sound good? Great, let's go. So let me tell you the story of how I discovered this method. Like I said, 2 years ago, I needed funding. I had a high debt to income ratio. Not because I was irresponsible, but because I was growing multiple businesses at once. I had the income, I had the track record, I had the credit score. But the banks didn't care. Their algorithms looked at one number, debt to income ratio, and they said no. I was frustrated. I was angry. I felt like the system was broken. And that's when my business partner said, let me show you something. He had spent 15 years inside the banking and financial industry. He knew how the system worked. And more importantly, he knew how to work around it. He introduced me to what we now call the 2-phase method. Phase 1 is getting personal term loans through hundreds of boutique lenders that we've built relationships with. These are lenders that most of the big banks don't want to deal with. Phase 2 is getting business credit cards with 0% interest for 12 to 18 months. My business partner said, this will take you about 7 minutes and you'll have an answer in days, not months. I was skeptical, but I had nothing to lose. So I filled out the application. It took me about 9 minutes to do. I think I was typing slower than normal people. 4 business days later, I had been approved for a $45,000 personal term loan. I was given multiple options for my loan ranging from 24 months to 84 months. I couldn't believe it. No hard credit pull, no 20-hour paperwork marathon, no 90-day waiting period. Just about 9 minutes of my time and $45,000 in funding. And that's when I realized this changes everything. Now, before I show you how the 2-phase method works, you need to understand why traditional funding is broken. Here's what most business owners do. They go to a bank, they fill out a 30-page application, they submit tax returns, bank statements, business plans, and financial projections. They spend 10 to 20 hours of their time. They wait 30 to 90 days for an answer, and 82% of the time, they get denied. Why? Because banks use rigid algorithms that don't account for the reality of running a business. They look at debt to income ratio. They look at time in business. They want 2+ years. They look at revenue. They want consistent, predictable revenue. They look at credit score. They typically want over a 700. And they look at collateral. They want assets to seize if you default. And if you don't check every single box, you're out. Doesn't matter if you're a decorated military officer. Doesn't matter if you've built multiple successful businesses. Doesn't matter if you have the income to support the loan. The algorithm says no. And that's final. And here's the worst part. Every time you apply, they do a hard pull on your credit, which lowers your credit score, which makes it even harder to get approved next time. It's a vicious cycle, and it's designed to keep you out. So what's the alternative? Well, that's where the 2-phase method comes in. All right, here's how it works. The two-phase method is designed to get you maximum funding in minimum time with zero credit damage. Let me break down each phase. Phase 1 is personal term loans. Now, I know what you're thinking. Personal loans? I want business funding. Stay with me. Here's why phase 1 works. First, hundreds of boutique lenders. We have relationships with hundreds of boutique lenders that most people have never heard of. These aren't big banks. These are specialized lenders who focus on speed, efficiency, and approval rates. They don't care about time in business. They don't care if your LLC is 1 day old. They care about one thing. Can you pay it back? Number 2, soft pull only. Unlike banks that do hard pulls and damage your credit, we only do soft pulls. Zero credit impact, zero risk. You can apply, get approved, and your credit score doesn't matter. Number 3, fast approval. Because these lenders use proprietary technology and streamlined processes, they can approve you in days, oftentimes hours, not months. Most of our clients get funded in 9 business days or less, some as fast as 4 days. Number 4, funding amounts. $10,000 to $250,000 depending on your credit score, depending on your income, and some other factors. You can qualify for anywhere from $10,000 to $250,000 in phase 1 alone. Now here's the key. You take that personal funding and you inject it into your business. You buy down inventory. You pay off other credit cards to lower your debt to income ratio. You hire your staff. You run ads. You scale. And then you move to phase 2. Phase 2 is business credit card stacking. This is where things get really interesting. Here's how it works. We help you stack multiple business credit cards with 0% introductory APR for 12 to 18 months. That means you get free money for over a year. No interest, no payments. Except minimums, of course. You can use that capital to grow your business without paying a dime in interest. Unlike personal loans, business credit cards help you build business credit, which means you're setting yourself up for even more funding down the road. You can use business credit cards for anything, for inventory, for marketing, for payroll, for equipment, for operating expenses. You have total flexibility. And here's the secret. We don't just get you one card, we stack multiple cards. So instead of a $10,000 one and done card, you might get $15,000 on card 1, $20,000 on card 2, $25,000 on card 3, $30,000 on card 4, and that's $90,000 in additional funding, all at 0% interest. So when you combine phase 1 and phase 2, you're looking at $50,000 to $250,000 in personal term loans, that's phase 1, plus $50,000 to $150,000 in business credit cards. That's phase 2. That's $100,000 to $400,000 in total funding in 9 business days with zero credit damage. That's the two-phase method. Now, you might be wondering, why does this work when banks say no? Great question. Here are 3 reasons. And reason number 1 is boutique lenders versus big banks. Big banks have rigid algorithms and strict requirements. Boutique lenders are more flexible. They use proprietary technology that looks at dozens of data points, not just debt to income ratio. They care about your ability to pay, not whether you fit into a perfect box. And because we have relationships with hundreds of these lenders, we can match you with the ones most likely to approve you. Reason number 2, soft pull only. Banks do hard pulls, which damage your credit and make it harder to get approved elsewhere. We only do soft pulls, which means you can apply without risk. And if you don't get approved, your credit score is untouched. Reason number 3 is speed. Banks take 30 to 90 days because they're drowning in bureaucracy. Boutique lenders use technology to streamline the process. They can approve you in days because they're not bogged down by outdated systems. And that speed matters. Because when you need funding, you need it now, not 3 months from now. So who is the two-phase method for? Well, let me be clear. This is not for everyone, but it is for you if you've been denied by banks. If you've been rejected by Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, or any other traditional lender, then this is for you. This is for you if you have a brand new LLC. Even if your EIN is 1 day old, you can qualify. We've helped hundreds of brand new businesses get funded. This is for you if you need funding fast, and this is also for you if you can't wait 30 to 90 days. This is your solution. Most clients get funded in 9 days or less. This is for you if you don't want to damage your credit. This is for you if you're tired of hard pulls and credit score drops. If that's the case, this is the answer. This is for you if you want a soft pull only. This is for you if you want maximum funding, and this is for you if you want to know the maximum amount you qualify for, not what banks think you deserve. If that all sounds great, then this is probably for you. If any of that sounds like you, then keep watching because I'm about to show you exactly how to apply. All right, so how do you actually get started with the two-phase method? It's actually quite simple, and there's 3 steps. Step 1 is to submit your application. To do that, all you have to do is go to fundinginsidershow.com/apply and fill out our 7-minute application. It's fast, it's easy, and it's completely no obligation. We'll ask you basic questions about your business, about your credit score, about your income, and about your funding needs. That's it. 7 minutes and probably even less. Step 2 is to get your free max funding analysis. Once you submit your application, we'll run your max funding analysis. This tells you the exact maximum amount that you qualify for across phase 1 and phase 2. Not what banks think you deserve. Not a ballpark estimate, your actual maximum funding amount. And this analysis is 100% free. Plus, just for submitting your application, you'll get $897 in bonuses. Bonus number 1 is our max funding analysis. That's a $99 value. Bonus number 2 is a one-on-one strategy consultation call. That is a $199 value. Bonus number 3 is 30% program discount, which is a $300 value. And then bonus number 4 is our free EIN and business setup guide, which is a $299 value. That takes us to step 3, which is to get you funded in 9 days or less. Now, once you're approved, we handle everything. We match you with the right lenders. We optimize your applications. We stack your funding across phase 1 and phase 2. And in as little as 9 business days or less, you have your funding. That's it. 3 steps. Now, don't take my word for it. Let me share a quick success story. Brian Weiner needed $30,000 to buy inventory for his e-commerce business. He applied to Bank of America. Denied. He applied to Santander. Denied. He applied to Chase. Also denied. He was desperate. His business was stalled. Then a friend told him about our Funding Insiders method. He was skeptical, but he had nothing to lose. So he filled out our 7-minute application. 19 days later, he had $30,000 in his account. The whole process took him about 20 minutes in total. Here's what he said. When the money hit, I felt amazing. This worked like a charm for me. Wish I would have known about this sooner. If you need funding, they're definitely worth a shot. That's the power of the two-phase method. And Brian's story isn't unique. The method we use has helped over 5,000 business owners just like him. All right, so here's what I want you to do right now. Go to fundinginsidershow.com/apply. Fill out the 7-minute application. Get your free max funding analysis and see exactly how much you qualify for. No hard pull, no credit damage, no obligation, just answers. And if you qualify, you could have $50,000 to $250,000 in your account in as little as 9 business days. Look, I get it. You've probably been burned by banks before. You've probably filled out applications that went nowhere. You've probably wasted hours of your time for nothing. But this is different. This is the same method I used to get $45,000 in 4 days. The same method that's helped over 5,000 business owners access $250 million in funding. And it can work for you too. But you have to take the first step. So go to fundinginsidershow.com/apply right now. Fill out the application and let's get you funded. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, would you? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me what's your biggest challenge when it comes to getting funding. I read every single comment and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And if you want to see more insider strategies like this, check out the video I'm linking in the description where I break down the biggest lie the SBA tells small business owners. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep building, keep growing, and remember, together we are strong.